What's going on, y'all? It's Rod Senior, man, and we back with another episode of Rod's Point of View, man. Subscribe to the channel, share, like, all that good stuff before we even get into this nice episode I'm finna put together for y'all today. Subscribe, share, like, all that, man. Repost everything. We trying to hit new numbers, new followers, subscribers. We trying to reach a whole new level all 2025, and I'm gonna need y'all help to do that. So, like I said, man, before we even get into this video today, go on, do your boy a favor and hit that subscribe button, man. Like the video while you at it, send it to your cousin, her mama, her friend. Put everybody up on the old Ride Senior, man. But like I said, man, we back today with another episode. And today we gonna address that DC Young Fly and Rick Ross situation. I ain't gonna call it a beef because it's really not. It's just two guys that happen to have two different mindsets on a set topic. And really, like, if you've been keeping up with it, I'ma say DC Young Fly in the right. But before I even jump into that, I'm gonna touch on something that's gonna kind of, you know what I'm saying, relate to that. Bruh, for my guys and girls out there, y'all gotta stop expecting motherfuckers to be solid like they say they is. That's just real shit. Like, motherfuckers claim all day, man, I never do nothing to fuck with you. Man, you my people, I ain't gonna, why would I go against the grain? Woo-de-doo. And then turn around and pull some hoe shit. Like, I ain't saying what Rick Ross did was some hoe shit, but at the same time, that whole little situation could have been avoided if one, communication was better, and two, things would have been, you know what I'm saying, better mapped out. Because 85 South, for the most part, they gonna bring on DC Young Fly, Carlos Miller, Chico Bean, they whole team. They gonna bring on the stars. But like DC Young Fly said, bro, everybody do this shit for free. You not the only one that came and didn't get paid for this shit. Boosie, T.I., Snoop Dogg, all these names that's up there with Rick Ross, they all did that shit for free, bro. They all did that shit free. But Rick Ross thing is, let me see. I ain't asked you about the numbers. I ain't asked you about how the show actually doing. I wasted my good Gucci jacket. Come on, Ross. Come on, bro. You been in the game 20 plus years. Feel like it. And you still hollering talking about wasting clothes and shit, nigga. We know who the fuck you are. Rose. Boss. You know what I'm saying? That use him. But it was fucked up how you did them boys on 85 South. Because DC Young Fly, from what I've been watching the videos and shit, DC Young Fly saying that Rick Ross came to the 85 South, supposed to do an episode with them, and act like he had to use the restroom and left. And I'm gonna speak on this shit, like relate this shit to a more relatable situation, because I ain't never met Rick Ross or DC Young Fly, so I can't just sit up here and speak on two niggas situation that I don't know, but I can put my input in on how I feel shit could have went differently, right? So, long story short, Rick Ross come to the 85 South. I guess missed the interview or whatever. Act like you gotta use the restroom and just leave, right? So, DC Young Fly, Carlos Miller, Chico Man, whole 85 South, right? They not really tripping on it. But I get what DC Young Fly is saying, bro. Don't act like you doing us a favor and then fucking leave. How the hell that work? Like you saying, man, I'ma come fuck with you out the screen. But then when you come, nigga, you ain't in here for 20, 30 minutes and you just up and out the door, ain't said nothing. Bro. Just like DC said. Bro would have came through the door like, man, I got something else to go do in about an hour and a half, 2 hours, y'all. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have to kind of, bro. I'm pretty sure them boy would have been able to figure out something to where they could have shot their episode 45 minutes, maybe an hour, have you out the door. Probably could have squeezed in somebody else that same day. But you not talking. Them boys don't know you got other shit to do. Bro, y'all always heard the saying, a closed mouth don't get fed, right? Bro, how the fuck that's just like if I invite somebody on Rod's point of view to come fuck with, I'ma smoke my dope, I'ma sit back, I'ma talk my shit. But if a nigga don't tell me, Rod, I gotta go do something in an hour, I don't know that I only got an hour to do what the fuck I need to do. I'm chilling. I'm finna let the camera ride, do his thing. But you ain't say nothing. You just got up, act like you had to use the restroom and left. And that's fucked up, bro. That's fucked up, bro. Cause even if them boys was paying you, you ain't need to complete the job. You ain't need to complete the job. Let's say them boys, let's say Carlos, DC, and Chico all just want to throw, bruh, 5 bands just for his time. He fucked that up by leaving. He fucked that up by leaving. And also just to go back on, you know, like kind of what 85 South been doing. Bro, once you hit 85 South, your career gonna go from here to here. Hey, if y'all want to invite Rod Senior on, I'm more than happy to come in that bitch fuck with y'all boys. For the free. Cause guess what? Once you go on them and you surrounded by 3 of the world's top comedians, bro, your career gone forever. Just off of that alone, your career forever gonna go from here to here to here to here to here. Long as you keep knowing what the fuck you gotta do, bro. That's it. That's it, bro. And then, then Rick Ross said in his video, cause he was in the pool and shit. He was like, "Man, I did it for free. I did it for free, my nigga. At least y'all could have had a nigga some Wingstop." Okay, so he talking about at least them boy could have got him some Wingstop. DC turned right back around. Bro, if your ass would have stayed instead of leaving, talking about you had to go use the restroom, you would have seen that we had 200 motherfucking wings in the back waiting on you. Now, I ain't saying Rick Ross gonna eat 200 wings, because that's fucking diabolical. As a human, how the hell can you sit up and eat 200 wings in one sitting? That's crazy. But what DC was getting at is that, bro, if you would have just chilled out and or if you would have said something to one of us to where we knew you ain't had that much time, nigga, we probably would have had the wings on stage waiting for you. You could have been eating them bitches while we having the interview type shit. Fucked it up. Fucked it up, bro. And I ain't, like I said, this ain't really just no real beef because both of them, boy, I can't say this about Rick Ross and DC Young Fly as far as this situation. Them boys held it together. Them niggas ain't talking about pulling up, shooting shit. Them niggas ain't bringing each other baby mamas in the mix and you know what I'm saying, talking about old shit. Both of them boys just pretty much stating how they feel. Rick Ross on some shit like, bro, I had other shit to do. Y'all wasn't paying me anyway. DC Young Fly on some shit like nobody ever got paid. All you had to do was say you had something else to do. I get both sides, but like I said, man, in this instance, I'm with DC, bro, because you gotta open your mouth and say something for a nigga to know. That's just like prime example, man. I ain't gonna say his name, but one of my coworkers I used to work with, and he gonna see this video and know exactly who the fuck I'm talking about, right? But I used to, after work, you know what I'm saying, after work, after hours, you know what I'm saying, we used to blow down and shit after work. Long day, all these fucking cars, shit, we finna get hot. So bruh decided, it was already me and another coworker, I'm not gonna say his name neither, but me and him was the one that was pretty much every damn day gonna do that shit after work. Then another one come through, but he ain't never smoked real za before. He ain't never smoked real weed that's gonna get your ass high. You know what I'm saying? He used to smoking mid, going to the hood, getting lows and shit. He ain't never smoked real fucking weed, right? So we sitting there one night. Mind you, I ain't had number probably about 2 months on me. But we sitting there smoking this shit one night and bro get the tweaking like a motherfucker. Like first he opened up the door, letting all the fucking smoke out. We in Ridgeland. For my Mississippi people, y'all know smoking out there like in public is a fucking no-no, right? So I'm already like, damn, bro, close the door for you. You know what I'm saying? Don't get a nigga fucked up. You opening up the door and shit. Man, I'm hot. I'm like, all right, cool, you hot. He started hitting the blunt though. And in my mind, I'm not knowing that this nigga realized flashing the fuck out back here. Cause I'm high as hell myself. Man, this motherfucker, get out the van. I was in my mama van, bro. This man, get out the van. Walk across the street to this restaurant. Go in that bit. Come out. Face wet as hell. He done went in that bitch and rinsed his whole fucking face off, right? Now, for the ones gonna be like, damn, Raj, you ain't try to give him no bush and no nigga, me and my partner was just fine. Why? Because we actually smoked this shit. His ass ain't never smoked no real za before. But guess what though? What's that, Rod? If bro would have said that he ain't never smoked za before, guess what? I wouldn't have never smoked it with him. But because he ain't open his mouth and communicate that he ain't never had real za before, his ass got extremely high. I was high, but I'm used to being high off of za. Cause this what I smoke. Same thing with Rick Ross, bro. If you would have said that you had something to do, we would have fit this episode around your schedule. But you didn't say shit. You came on, you act as if everything was okay, everything fine. What the fuck we supposed to do? Everybody that watch 85 South know them boys shoot for sometime an hour, 2 hours, even 3 hours. Sometimes them boys just be sitting in the trap, letting the camera do its thing. So they ain't worried about the fact that you ain't got time, cause you ain't say shit. You ain't say shit. So ultimately, like I said, I see both sides. Because I can also touch on the fact that Rick Ross, he probably did have some shit to do. This Rick Ross we talking about. But then again, bro, all you had to do was say something. That's all you had to do was say something, bro. That's it. Them boys ain't, trust me. Them three comedians right there ain't pressed on Rick Ross. That's why it's not really a beef, because them boys got just as much, if not more, clout than him. All they saying is, bro, don't sit up here and act like because you came and we ain't pay you, you could just fucking up and leave. This ain't how that work. That's not how that work. But DC said shit, he ain't got no problems with, bro. And ain't no bad blood between them boys and us. So I'm just glad, them boys gonna probably try to work past that shit. Rick Ross said he willing, he open to going back and shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Hopefully they ass can make something work and communicate better this time. But yeah, I'ma just, you know what I'm saying, kind of round it off by just giving y'all a little message, man, from real life experiences. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can't, like I said in the beginning of the video, in life, we got so many people that we trust and we think, man, he would never or she would never do some shit like this to me. And then that end up being the motherfucker that do the shit that you thought they would never do. Right? But see, we end up, we are naive as people. We are. We are naive. Because we can have some shit happen and not learn from it. Like you can you can catch a motherfucker stealing your snacks out your refrigerator. But because the human nature of people, you'll still allow a motherfucker to come over your house while you ain't there, and knowing that he gonna eat up all your shit, or she gonna eat up all your shit. Cause that's just us. That's just us. Like we'll learn some shit and then probably try to move on that shit for like the next couple months, and then it just go away again. Now now next thing you know, it ain't happened in a minute, but now you got motherfuckers going right back in your refrigerator trying to steal your shit after you done already caught them doing it before. Cause we learn from our mistakes, but we don't stand on the lessons that we learn. If that makes sense. Like we know not to let a motherfucker in the house without us being there. But then again, when we there and they there too, we act like we forget not to let their ass in the kitchen. Do the math. You know what I'm saying? Y'all gotta goddamn, well, we have to goddamn start being more attentive, and we gotta start being more aware, because nowadays motherfuckers pulling shit in broad daylight and you don't even know it until you find out, and when you find out, it's too late. Too late. By the time you catch on to what the fuck that happened, it's either, like I said, too late or you don't give a fuck at that point. But yeah, we gotta, as a human, as a human and as a race, as black people, white people, Chinese, Mexican, whatever you is, we have to start remembering that nobody is 100% who the fuck they say they are. Cause you got like say for instance, job interviews, right? We dress up, put on shit that we don't want to wear. Some half the time, I like to dress up, but for the most part, motherfuckers don't like putting on nice clothes. We just want to dress up, right? We just want to put on some normal shit, right? We put on these clothes for these people. Get this resume typed up, or you got all your job history or whatever, and we go in these interviews and put on a persona. Why do we do that? Because we want to get the job. But that ain't the real you. In the interview, the real you gonna come out when you get the job and you start mingling with motherfuckers and you start getting a little bit more comfortable. That's when the real you come out. The interview is not the real you. So everybody in life, not 100% who they say they is, bro. And that's fine. But you gotta be able to pick up on that shit when motherfuckers around you. You can't be green. You cannot be green to this shit. You can't be the nigga that got you the only one got your girlfriend around all the bros. You can't be the guy that don't notice that one of the bros looking a little too hard, bro. You can't be that guy. Cause next thing you know, something happened with you and her. Now they like that there. Cause you didn't pick up on it. You was green. Hey man, all I'm saying is it's lessons to be learned. And y'all hear my son back there. He in the room watching Mickey and shit. But yeah, man, it's lessons to be learned in life and it's goals to set for. But at the end of the day, whether you a female or a male, you got to be aware of what the fuck around you. That's just an essential of life. That's an essential of life. If you are a person that's so nice and so friendly that you can't recognize when there's snakes around, you need help. Because you can't be that nice, especially in 2025. Back in the day, I'm pretty sure, you know what I'm saying, in the 70s, 80s or whatever, it was still fake ass people around. But for the most part, you didn't have to worry about motherfuckers double crossing you back in the day. You had to worry about it, but it wasn't as common as it is today. You can be looking a motherfucker clean in his face, and he'll be on a whole different motive, bro. That's just how life is, man. That what they say, what them old people say, that's just how the cookie crumble, my boy. You just gotta be able to goddamn, hey, when you pick up on it, you know how to move and you know how to goddamn take that shit. But hey, it's your boy Rod Senior, man. I just had to come on here and you know what I'm saying, give my point of view, because this is Rod's point of view. You know, I had to come on here and discuss that little DC Young Fly Rick Ross list shit, man. You know, I've been trying to come up with quality content, man, and believe it or not, I'm gonna drop this one last gem, and then I'm gonna get on up out of here. But starting a podcast is not as easy as everybody make it seem. See, people buy this mic, get a soundboard, you know what I'm saying? Start talking about some shit. But starting a real podcast where you're trying to reach out to an audience and actually gain their attention, gain their trust, they want to actually see what the fuck you gotta say, bro. That shit not as easy as it seems. Cause over half the podcasts out today, they don't talk about shit. And I'm just being honest. I ain't calling nobody out. I ain't mentioning nobody specific. But a lot of these podcasts out, man, talk about the same shit. Let's just be honest. They talk about the same shit. But see, me, I try to come a little different, you know. I drop the sports, talk a little bit about what the celebrities got going on, drop my own knowledge. You know what I'm saying? But I just, man, I'm just telling you, bro. For anybody that's thinking about starting a podcast out there, go for it. But this shit ain't as easy as people make it seem, bro. Like, it's more than just buying a mic, some equipment, and talking. You gotta actually have a fucking real live something to say. You know what I'm saying? But it's your boy Rod Senior, man. Y'all take that and do what y'all want to do with it. Subscribe to the channel, share, like, all that good stuff. And I'll be back with more content real soon.